Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy CJ Beasley here, back again. Today we have yet another battle video from the ICBA. This week we are taking on DS Gaming, coach of the Birmingham Vulpix. As this does seem weird, I'm sure you guys notice that this is a little bit different than I usually do it. Basically, I just kind of want to get through this, just get this out as quickly as possible, as I am pretty behind at this point on my recordings and stuff, so I definitely want to get this out as quickly as possible. So I'm not going to really do the face cam and just try to do this. Also, I'm not going to put the X's over the Pokemon that faint. I'm just going to have all the 6 on each side. But let me know if you guys like that better. Because if you guys like that better and don't really care about the X's crossing out which ones die, then I can switch to that. But just let me know. I'll do it this week, like I said, and you guys can let me know how that goes. But anyways, he has a pretty scary team of Naganadol, Medicham, Weavile, Blacephalon, Fortress, Crocodile, Araquanid, Aromatisse, Gligar, Minetric, and Tingla. So I'm just gonna hop right into things. Don't really have time to waste, so I'm not gonna waste time. First up we got Mega Diancie. Oh, and I'm gonna talk about this real quick actually. So we did make 3 transactions right before the trade deadline, and I wasn't planning on it. But then I noticed that Mega Diancie was up for grabs, and I was like, maybe that would help my team better. And I was just kind of looking at it. But basically what we did was we dropped Mega Aggron, RIP to Mega Aggron, as it actually did something last week. But we dropped Mega Aggron, Florges, and Aerodactyl, and instead we got Mega Diancie, Registeel, and the Hitmontop. So the plus sides are we get a better offensive mon than Aerodactyl in the Mega Diancie. Other plus sides is that Registeel doesn't take up my Mega Slot, and it basically does the same thing, honestly, as the Mega Aggron. It's just not as bulky, I guess. We also get Magic Bounce with the Diancie. We do also get another Spinner in the Hitmontop, and we get a Fighting type, which can be good. Downsides to this, we do kind of have a bigger Fairy weakness, as our only switches to Fairy types are really the Registeel and the Garbodor. So just kind of not having Mega Aggron as a reliable Fairy check is going to kind of hurt a little bit, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Other things that are bad is we don't have a Defogger anymore. We only have a Magic Bouncer and 2 Rapid Spinners, which isn't awful, but you know, you'd want to have a Defogger, even just for screens and stuff. So that kind of makes it a little bit tricky. But otherwise, I feel like it's definitely a better transaction. There's more pros than cons to this, so I definitely feel good about this. But anyways, we're just gonna hop right into it. So in this matchup, first up, we're bringing Mega Diancie with the Diamond Sword, Moonblast, HP Fire, and Calm Mind. With max attack, 20 special attack, and 236 speed with a hasty nature. Basically, Diamond Storm plus Moonblast plus HP Fire runs through his entire team. Literally nothing wants to switch in on this coverage, except for maybe a Gligar. That's why we have the Calm Mind, as we can take, if we get up to +2 with the Diamond Storm boost, we can Calm Mind up and then start like just dealing damage with it, or against it, and just against this team in general. We did have Rock Polish at first, but I didn't really even think it was necessary, to be honest. The only things it would be good against is like a Naganadol, or maybe a Scarf Crocodile, but besides that, it really wasn't necessary, and I have other answers to those kinds of things, so I went for the Calm Mind instead of the Rock Polish. Next up, we got the Registeel with the Occa Berry with Clear Body, Iron Head, Sesame Toss, Thunder Wave, and Stealth Rocks with 252 HP, 4 defense, and max special defense with a Careful Nature. This is my primary check to Naganadol. It can take a I want to say it can take a +2 Z Fire Blast, is what I want to say it can take from full. And it can toss off a Thunder Wave, and then makes it just easier for the rest of my team to handle. Iron Head plus Seismic Toss basically does a number to his entire team. Iron Head's there for like the Weavile and stuff like that, and the Aromatisse. And the Seismic Toss basically hits everything else except for like Blacephalon. So this kind of gets walled by Blacephalon, but then I can just Thunder Wave it, as I do have the Occa Berry. And the Stealth Rocks are pretty good against this team, as he does have like Weavile, Blacephalon, Fortress, which has Sturdy, Araquanid, Gligar, stuff like that. So not a whole lot that wants to come in on Stealth Rocks. And especially him only having removal in the Fortress and the Gligar makes it definitely harder for him to remove those. Next up, we got Galvantula with the Life Orb, Combine Eyes, Bug Buzz, Thunder, Hidden Power, Ice, and Sticky Webs with max special attack, max speed, and 4 defense with a Timid Nature. This speed creeps a max speed Blaze Falon and can hit with a big Thunder, as well as being able to set up the Sticky Webs, which are super good against this team. Naganadal doesn't appreciate him, Medicham doesn't appreciate him, Weavile doesn't appreciate him, Blaze Falon doesn't appreciate him, Scarf Crocodile doesn't appreciate him, Scarf Magnetric doesn't appreciate him. So his team is really Sticky Webs weak, and as I already mentioned, he doesn't have the best removal. He only has Gligar or Fortress, so if I can get Victini in or the Mega Diancie, I can basically win the game at that point under Sticky Webs, and he doesn't really have the best response to those. Speaking of Victini, we have Victini with the Choice Scarf, Victory Star, obviously, with the Zen Headbutt, V-Create, Bolt Strike, and U-Turn. This is pretty basic, with max HP, 124 attack, 52 defense, and 4 special defense with 76 speed and an Adamant Nature. This basically can outspeed a Naganadal, which is basically the... right? Yeah, right. Okay, this can outspeed a Naganadal, if it's not like a... if it doesn't have a speed boost, obviously, or unless if it has a speed boost but under Sticky Webs, which basically is not a speed boost. But either way, it can pretty freely click V-Create against this team once things like the Rakwind are gone. Once the Rakwind is gone, it basically spams V-Create, and especially under Sticky Webs with the Choice Scarf, it's going to be a pretty big threat against him, as he doesn't really have the best switch-ins. This is also my primary switch-in to the Medicham, as I don't have a good switch-in to that thing whatsoever. It is a 3-hit KO with high jump kick, I want to say. So that's what the bulk's there for, and that's why I have so much bulk. And then I just went for the speed and then just poured the rest in the attack. Next up, we got Darkrai with the Choice Scarf, actually, with Bad Dreams, Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam, and Trick. With 28 HP, max special attack, and 220 speed with the Timid Nature. This outspeeds a max speed Naganadal. And then this also, the trick is there basically for things that want to come in on it, like the Rakoniid maybe wants to come in on it, or the Fortress wants to come in on it, or the Gligar wants to come in on it, or I guess not necessarily Gligar, but even like if it's a trick Blaze Falon, I can come in on this. He tries to trick me, and he just tricks the Scarf, and then I can even like try to trick out whatever wants to come in, which would be pretty funny. But Dark plus Sludge Bomb plus Ice Beam basically hits his entire team, which is super fantastic. And this is just generally a good threat against this team. And finally, we have him on top with the Solvis, Intimidate, Low Kick, Earthquake, Sucker Punch, and Rapid Spin with max HP, 148 attack, and 108 special defense with the Careful Nature. I believe this can take I want to say a +2 Draco Meteor is what I want to say, a +2 Draco Meteor. Or maybe, no, maybe it was a Z Fire Blast or something like that. I don't know. It can take a hit. This is a really good check to Blaze Falon, Crocodile, stuff like that. It also can wall the Fortress pretty effectively, as Fortress really can't touch this thing. And so Low Kick plus Earthquake plus Sucker Punch basically hits everything on his team aside from things like the Araquanid, or excuse me, not the well, I guess, yeah, the Araquanid. The Araquanid, Aromatisse, and Gligar. But, you know, I have other answers to those. But this week's team is pretty offensive, so definitely going to have to want to get those Sticky Webs up early and just kind of go in from there. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to stop talking. Hopefully Victini or Mega Diancie can put it work, but we will have to see. And it's also funny to note that we did bring all three, and I didn't even like intentionally bring all three. They just all had good matchups here. And so anyways, guys, I'm going to stop talking and we'll hop right into this. Alright guys, so we're back. So looking at the team he brought the Magnetric, Weavile, the Mega Medicham, the Fortress, the Araquanid, and the Crocodile. So I'm pretty surprised not to see the Naganadal. I definitely thought it had a great matchup against me. So pretty surprised to not see that. But anyways, in terms of lead matchup, my Mega Diancie threatens his entire team. So I don't see any reason not to just lead it. His only like counter lead would be like a Scarf Crocodile. But if a Crocodile leads, I'm assuming it's just a defensive Crocodile. Not necessarily want to stay in on it, but it gives me good intel on it. But anyways, guys, like I said, I'm going to lead my Mega Diancie and just go from there, as he doesn't really have a good lead matchup against it. So good luck to my opponent. He is also just kind of fighting for a playoff spot, as you can see by the thumbnail. He is 4-3, as we are 3-4. So yeah, so here he's gonna lead the main Nectric, which is obviously Scarfed. Any main Nectric that leads, or just in general, are most likely Scarfed. So I'm just gonna play to the fact that I assume he's Scarfed. And I'm just gonna go for the Diamond Storm, as his only switch ones would be like a Crocodile, or maybe like a Fortress. I guess Fortress is more safe, or I guess safer. But he goes for the Volt Switch. It does almost half. It does about 40%, which is fine, as he will just go out into his Fortress, as we do go for the Diamond Storm. And I really wish I would have gotten the Diamond Storm boost off this, but as you can see, it does about 30-35%, and we don't get the boost, unfortunately, as he does show Leftover, so we know he's not Akaberry, so an HP Fire is so free against him right here. And he has to be expecting that, so he goes down to the Crocodile, which is a good play. And so he does go down to the Crocodile, as I do just go for the Hidden Power. I almost thought about going for Moonblast, to be honest with you. If I would have gotten the defense boost, I might have. I don't know. I don't remember the calc. I feel like there was at some point I thought about going Moonblast there. But here we'll just go into my Him on top, just kind of scouting what he wants to do, as he doesn't have the Blaze Fallen, so this thing is pretty expendable. And he doesn't have the Noggin Adult either. So he does just go for the Earthquake, and seeing how much damage this does after the Intimidate, I know he's Adamant, so I'm assuming he's Choice Scarfed, because no Crocodile stays in on a Mega Diancie unless if it's Choice Scarfed, and especially seeing he's Adamant doesn't make sense unless he's Choice Scarfed. So here I will just pull a double out into my my Galvantula, as I do expect him to go Rack Winded 100% there, as I can just set up the Sticky Webs pretty easily. I expected to maybe see his own Sticky Webs, but I could always rep spin those away, but he actually just goes for the Liquidation, which is easily going to KO me, which is totally fine. I'll definitely trade that, because here I get such a free Mega Diancie. Nothing you can really do about that, and especially since I have the Sticky Webs up, he's in a pretty awkward position. So he does go. I do go for the Diamond Storm. It will OHKO this, unless if he's like super physically bulky, it will always OHKO. I believe even if he's super physically bulky, it would have still OHKO'd. But we actually get the defense boost, but it's not gonna matter here, because he does go on to Metacham, excuse me, Mega Metacham. And so here at 100, 1000, 1,000,000% expect the Bullet Punch, as there's no other play that would make sense. If he went for the high jump kick, good props to him, but he would have just lost to the Mega Diancie if he did. So I will just go on my Victini, as it always munches on a Bullet Punch. And even if he went for the Fake Out first, that would have been totally fine. But he does just go for the Bullet Punch. And so here I'm looking at his team, I'm like, he doesn't have Noggin Adult, and he doesn't have the Araquanid. Why don't I just click V-Create like 3 times? And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click V-Create, as it's extremely free. And he does go out into his Nectric, which is actually pretty surprising, as this is the only thing that could have actually outsped me. So he does go out into this, and at this point it will go down, and so I know he doesn't have anything that could physically outspeed me at this point, unless if he's like max speed Crocodile. And so here he does get caught in the Sticky Webs. He goes out into his Fortress, and this is just another free V-Create, as he does go out back into his Metacham. So I don't know what he's trying to predict there, but he's just sacking his Metacham, I guess, which was the only thing that could deal with my Mega Diancie. So at this point, like, Mega Diancie just wins, as long as Sticky Webs are up. And I don't believe he brought any removal, so yeah, Sticky Webs are basically up for the game. But here we will just go for the V-Create, as he does go out his Weavile at this point. And so here I 1000% expect the Pursuit, as he probably does expect it to KO. But I actually looked at the calc, and from full HP, a Pursuit at -2 defense doesn't KO, like from the range I was at. So I will actually just say and go for the V-Create yet again. And we do live it, like I said, and go for the V-Create and kill this Weavile, unless if he's Choice, or excuse me, not Choice Scarf. Unless if he's Focus Sash, which he's not. And so, or I believe that was even banded. That was probably banded damage. I can't remember the calc, but here he goes out into his Crocodile. And so basically at this point, I just sacked the Victini, I believe, I want to say. Yeah, I just sacked the Victini. It did its job, obviously. It could have came in and like claimed the rest of the KOs, but I really want to give my Mega Diancie the spotlight, as I'm pretty happy I picked it up, so I just kind of want to give it some love. As I can just freely click Moonblast into HP Fire and just win this game. As he does just have the Crocodile and the Fortress left. So, great game to my opponent. This is basically, it's a super short battle actually, which works out for me in the recording process. But we go for the Moonblast. He doesn't live as he's not super bulky at all. I believe unless if he was like Roselia Berry or Solvest, he wasn't living that. And just based off the other stuff we've seen, he's most likely Choice Scarf, which he did confirm after the battle. And so here we can just go for the Hidden Power Fire and win the game. So good game to my opponent. It does put us at 4-4, so we're on a 3-game winning streak, which is way better than a 4-game losing streak. And this Mega Diancie team is just looking so strong. And so hopefully we can keep this momentum going and keep winning this league and getting ourselves into the playoffs. But only time will tell. So like I said, good game to my opponent. Definitely go check him out. His link will be in the description as always. Definitely hit the like button if you like this battle video and just show some love. And like I said earlier, definitely let me know how you like the like there not being X's on the screen, crossing out which mons died. Like, do you prefer either or? Because if you guys don't prefer like either or, then I'll just like stop putting up the X's just because it's easier for me. But I don't mind doing it either way. But just let me know, guys. So anyways, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.